So with the back to the floor, I want you to put the heels away from the bum. So you're starting in a pencil position, just lying flat on the floor, perfect. And one at a time, with one knee at a time, I want you to bring the knee towards the chest. Once it's in an appropriate position, I want you to grab that knee and bring it towards the chest. You should feel a stretch in the lower back, but also in the glute there.
Yep, I feel it.
This is aiming to feel a stretch in a different variation, so we're feeling it vertically instead of horizontally.
Okay.
Once you've held the knee here for around 10 to 15 seconds, I want you to bring it down into the pencil position and then change legs for me. Okay. Brilliant.
And just as I pull the knee in towards my chest, Ella, I'm assuming I should just feel I'm feeling a slight pull almost in my glute.
That's perfect, yeah.
Okay. To make this easier, Ella, what could I do?
To make it easier, what you could do is, again, add a lower range of the stretch.
Okay.
So I want you to bring the knee to a lesser angle, so there's less hip flexion there.
Okay.
So around about 90 would be good. Still feeling a little bit of stretch in the glute there, but again, the knee's not as close to the chest.
Okay.
And just hold it again for 10 to 15 seconds before changing sides for me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can definitely feel when I'm not pulling my knee into my chest so much.
Yeah.
That it's creating less of a pull down the back here.
Yeah.
And to make this harder, Ella, what would I do?
To make it harder, you can do both legs at the same time. So if you bring back to the pencil position, bring both knees up towards the chest, grab onto the knees and bring them as close to the chest as possible.
Okay.
You may feel the lower back lifting from the floor. That is okay, as long as you can still feel that stretch in the glute.
Yeah.
Holding again for 10 to 15 seconds. A greater variation from here would be to do little rocks, forwards and backwards. Almost like you're a ball, rocking forwards and backwards with the knees.
Okay. And how far up do I want to go, Ella?
So we don't want it to be a sit-up, so we don't want to use the abs here.
Okay.
We want to just go to a point of momentum, so where momentum takes you, and then roll back down with the knees.
Okay, that's great.
Perfect. First things first, I want us to lie on the floor.
Okay.
As you're lying with your back on the floor, nice and slowly, I want you to bring your heels towards the bottom, so you've got a bend at the knee. From here, when your knees are in midline, I want you to rotate the lower back so that the knees are facing towards the floor. So first we'll go left, nice and slowly, feeling the stretch and the twist in the lower back.
Okay.
Aiming for the knees to hit the floor. If you can't, don't worry. Just feel a nice point of discomfort, but not pain.
Okay.
Once you've held it here for around 5 seconds, I want you to bring the knees back towards midline, nice and slowly, and then rotate them towards the right side of the floor.
And I'm feeling that just in my lower back, Ella, is that right?
Yes, that's perfect. That means you're getting the twist from the lower back and the rotation.
Okay.
Try and keep that pelvis tucked under the body so that you're not arching the back.
Okay. And can I just have my hands out where I feel them comfortable?
Yeah, so you can put them out like a T. Sometimes you can feel a greater stretch when you do this.
Yep.
Especially if you look at the opposite direction to what your knees are going. You might get a few cracks. That's okay, as long as there's not pain.
When I'm looking the opposite way, I feel it much more in my lower back.
Yes. So that makes a progression of this exercise if you tilt the head away from the knees in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Nice.
Great. And if I wanted to make this easier, Ella, what would I do?
So you'd bring the hands towards midline. You could get a cushion and put it next to the body, so parallel to the body, so that your knees, when they're twisting towards the floor, they'll hit the pillow instead of the floor. So bring the arms into midline, make it a little bit easier, and then twist towards the cushion. So it's a smaller range, and you'll feel it less so in the lower back, but it's still getting a great rotation of the lumbar spine.
Okay, great. And to make it harder, I assume, would I just remove the pillow?
Yes, remove the pillow to make it harder. Again, you're creating a greater stretch of the lower back there.
Okay.
So from here, I want you to go onto your hands and knees for me.
Yep.
Perfect. In the tabletop position, we're going to start in the cow position. So I want you to bring the eye line towards the ceiling for me, as well as sticking that tailbone up to the ceiling almost like you're creating a U. From here, I want you to tuck that chin all the way under.
Yep.
So that your chin is towards the chest and you're tucking that pelvis towards the head, creating an angry cat here.
Okay.
From here, again, I want you to lift the eye line up to the ceiling, back to that cow, feeling a stretch of the lower back, and return to the angry cat.
And Ella, do you know when I'm doing this, to make it easier, is there anything I could do?
To make it easier, James, I don't want you to look all the way up to the ceiling.
Okay.
Maybe just look towards the wall in front of you.
Yes.
Feeling a lesser stretch of the spine, but again,
Yeah.
it's still rotating each vertebra. And then tucking the chin under. Again, you can do it to a lesser angle.
Okay.
So you're not as humped, if you like.
Yeah. This smaller range of movement feels slightly better for me because my back is quite tense.
Good. And again, we don't want to move these stretches into too much discomfort. If we're talking on a pain scale, about a 3 or 4 out of 10 on the pain scale is maximum. Any more than that, you're aggravating the lower back, so it no longer becomes productive. It's more aggravating.
Okay, that's great. And how many times would I look to do that?
So I like to say about 10 to 15 times as pain and discomfort allows.
Okay.
Holding each position for about 5 seconds before changing the cat or the cow.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect.
I want you to almost imagine that your pelvis is an ice cream scoop.
Okay.
And you're going to scoop the ice cream up with your pelvis, okay? So starting in that position, I want you to tuck that tailbone under. You'll feel it in the lower abs.
Yep.
And bring the pelvis towards the knees. From here, I want you to reverse that action and you're almost unscooping the ice cream.
Okay.
So you're creating a bit of an arch in the lower back as far as you can, and you'll feel it in the back this time rather than the lower abs.
Okay.
And just rotating through those movements.
And where does this movement want to be coming from, Ella? It feels very subtle, but is it just my pelvis tilting up and down?
Yes.
And keeping my heels and feet on the floor?
Yeah. So you'll feel it in this direction where you create an arch of the back, you'll feel it in the lower back.
Okay.
And then when you're scooping that ice cream, you'll feel it in the lower abs. It's all about rotating that pelvis, keeping it moving, encouraging that lower back to move.
Okay. And I shouldn't be feeling any pain here?
No pain at all.
Okay. If I do feel pain, obviously I just stop.
Just stop if you do feel pain, or if it's too much of a range for you, then just less of that range, okay?
Okay, that's great.
This exercise is from a standing position and it's called a standing forward fold, okay? So with the hands, I want you to put them on the thighs for me, nice and slowly, bring them down towards the knees.
Okay.
And then if you feel comfortable when you're at the knees, I want you to go as low as you can.
Okay.
Without feeling pain though, encouraging the spine to fold, okay,
And
towards the
what should I be
toes.
doing, Ella, with my legs? Should they be staying straight or should I have a bend in them?
So you can bend them slightly, but I want the bend more so to come from the lower back.
Right, okay.
So I don't want you to keep this back straight. What I see often is backs continuing to be straight, feeling like they're doing the forward fold, but they're actually bending from the hips and the knees rather than the back. Can you see how my back is still straight?
Yeah.
So I want you to concentrate more on it's the back that's bending in this position.
And Ella, what should I be doing with my head at this point? Do I want to be looking forward or looking down at my feet, or?
So I want you to try and keep the neck and the spine in position throughout this movement. Can you see how it is when I'm in standing?
Yep.
I want you to keep that position. I don't want you to go up because that's going to create problems at the top of the spine. And I don't want you to obviously flex it either. I want you to try and keep it in line at all times.
So it's a nice and controlled movement.
Yeah.
And at the bottom, how long should I hold for?
Around 5 to 10 seconds at the bottom.
Okay.
And then once you've completed those 5 to 10 seconds, nice and slowly, bring the head up towards neutral.
Okay. And how many times should I repeat that for?
About 10 times that.
10 times?
Yeah.
To make it easier, can I do anything?
So to make it easier, we can get a chair, put it in front of the body, and in that standing position, tilt the hips back, hold onto the chair, And then I want you to try and encourage that spine to bend. Remember, it's not a hip movement, Jane, so bring those glutes in a little bit. Perfect.
Yep.
And bend from the lower back all the way through to the mid back. And just hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds before returning to standing. Again, if you wanted to make it even easier with the chair, you could actually sit on it. So start in a seated position. From here, torso upright, holding the knees and just bending that spine. Almost like the cat-cow again, but in seated.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel subtly that is working my back.
Yeah. So all of these movements are nice and subtle. Don't be expecting to be really out of breath or feeling, oh, I'm not feeling it too much. Just really nice and subtle, keeping that lower back moving.
Perfect.
Okay?
That's perfect. These exercises work best when done little and often, once or twice a day. Only move within what your pain allows and build up gradually. If you've got any worsening pain, stop. And if you've got any concerns with new weakness, numbness, or loss of sensation, please see your healthcare provider. Remember, some days are going to feel easier than others, and that's completely normal. Gentle, regular movement will help you stay mobile and resilient. Even 10 minutes a day can make a meaningful difference over time.
If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, then why not check out the next video here?